Hello, Scott. Welcome to Exposit The Word. Our question for today: what is the difference between natural and moral evil?
So moral and natural evil are distinctions that theologians make with regard to the question of evil. Moral evil has to do with evil deeds that are done by moral creatures. So if we look at who are moral beings, broadly speaking, we can say God is a moral being and he is marked by moral perfection. But we also have finite creatures that are part of God's creation that are also moral beings. So in that category, you have angels and demons, and you have human beings who are created in the image of God. And so these beings are moral in nature, and therefore they have a moral constitution by which they make decisions of a moral nature for which they are culpable. Another way of putting it is that God has placed moral demands upon his creatures, and therefore we have moral obligations to abide by those commands, and those commands, those moral commands, reflect the very character of God himself, right? And so God demands that we be conformed to his very moral character. But the fact is, we have fallen from those commands and have placed this curse upon human beings, in which Adam's sin has been imputed to his whole progeny, to the entire world, and therefore we are under this curse. And this curse means that not only are we born in sin with a sin nature, what theologians call original sin, but we also willfully engage in sinful acts that defy who God is. And so that is moral evil.
Yeah.
Now, we learn that as a result of this moral evil, or a result of the fall of Adam and Eve into evil, resulted in the world itself being cursed. In other words, the inanimate creation that is not moral in its constitution. Nonetheless, it exhibits characteristics that bring suffering into the world. So that, for example, in this cursed world, because of moral evil, because of Adam and Eve's sin, now we have things like disease and decay and pain and suffering that mark our world. And so tornadoes and earthquakes and coronavirus and COVID-19 and all these things are the result of sin permeating a world and bringing a curse upon it. So we wouldn't say that an earthquake in and of itself is morally culpable for the pain and suffering that it brings in the world. It's simply the result of a world that's been cursed because of moral evil. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, yeah.